So cut to now, I've been doing this thing for 17 years. We're going from 1993 to now 2010. So I had by then 2 divisions in my business. I had a nonprofit, again, coaching African-American teenage girls really around helping them get clear on what their purpose is and how to begin to develop it after high school. In my for-profit, I was coaching highly skilled professionals like many of you, and I couldn't take another client. I messed up, I'm gonna start over. Take 5, take 3.
Keep going.
Okay, I'm gonna start from the beginning. So I got to now, some 17 years in, I've been doing this thing called my business. I started in 1993, we're now at 2010. So by then I had 2 divisions in my business. In my nonprofit, coaching African-American teenage girls really to help them understand what their purpose is and align the work that they do when they graduate from high school, which really was to go to college. And then in my for-profit, coaching highly skilled professionals to start and or grow their purpose-focused businesses, I had a maxed out coaching client roster, meaning I couldn't take another client. So I thought, listen, if I could write all my principles in a book, I could give those principles to the women, sorry fellas, but most of my clients were women back then. I can give those principles to women who I can't take on as a client, and at the same time, that book could be a fundraiser for my nonprofit. So when that book came out, I started getting invitations to speak all over the country. So this is the exact thing I visioned for my business when I started it in 1993. Now I'm speaking every single weekend. I'm at a women's symposium, or some kind of church purpose-focused event, a entrepreneurial conference, and I love every minute of it. But get this, I'm only generating in my business $13,000 a year. Yeah, I said 13,000, and yes, that's below the poverty level. And I did not start my business to pretty much be running community service, because that's what I was doing. And I remember this moment that I was absolutely done like it was yesterday. It was November 7th, 2010. It was a Sunday evening. I had just gotten home from another speaking weekend. And by the way, you know I had a daytime job because I can't eat on $13,000. I used to call it having a daytime job to pay for my nighttime calling. Well, that daytime job, I was an adjunct professor at Boston University. And my class was at 8 a.m. on Monday morning. Remember, this is Sunday night, y'all. So I hadn't looked at my syllabus. I don't think I had read the books. Matter of fact, I know I hadn't read the books or the chapters of the books I told my students to read, let alone have a lecture note. And I remember sitting on my couch, exhausted, tired, thinking, I can't do this anymore. And as soon as I thought that to myself, I felt in conflict because I was clear that this is my purpose. But this right here, this little $13,000, yeah, this wasn't cutting it. So I remember I prayed, God, if this is really you, you better show me something. And boy, did he show me something. What he ultimately showed me is he showed me me.